Hello everyone, welcome back to Web Coding with Ankur. In today's video, we are diving deep into one of the most critical aspects of building robust web application, that is called error handling. Especially, we will exploring how to handle error effectively in Next.js 15, the latest version of this powerful React framework. In this video, we will cover how to build an error handling mechanism like error.tsx, best practice for catching and managing error in server-side rendering, weather, and finally tips to debug and log error effectively for better understanding and better maintainability. Whether you are a beginner just starting with Next.js or an experienced developer looking to level up your skills, this video is something for everyone. So sit back and let's get started. So first of all, we understand what is error handling. So error handling file is one of the special files in the Next.js application. In the line of special file, we have number of files which we discussed in the previous video, like page.tsx, layout.tsx, template.tsx, not found, and loading.tsx. If someone has not seen the video related to this file, please go through my playlist related to the Next.js 15. You can find all the videos over there. Now in this video, we are discussing how to handle error or how we can handle error handling in Next.js application. So let's move on to the Visual Studio Code. So here you can see that we are on our application on our application, and here we can build a small error scenario so that we can easily understand how we can handle the error handling in Next.js application. For this, I can build a small function, say a random function. So suppose, for example, I just let you know that what this page show to you. Let's move on to the browser. So here you can see that we are on the same page, review 1 for product 1. If you see carefully that review ID for product and product ID will be seen on this. So I am simulating the error with the help of function, and then after that we can handle with the help of error.tsx application. So let's move on to the Visual Studio Code. So now let's create a small function through simulating an error. So we can create a function and we can give a get random int, and inside this we have a count of type number. So this function helpful in simulating a error which we'll see on our page after once we complete this. Okay, I let you show how I simulating the error on this file random. So random, and we can random function we can need to count. Okay, we can say, so we can create this particular function, and with this function we can create a variable called constant random. Constant random is equal to, we can call this function get random int, and we can only base for value 0 or 1. Okay, now if we check for the condition, if random is equal to 1, then we can throw new error, and on that this we can pass a error message to us that was that error loading review. Okay, so what this function depict that whenever the random value is equal to 1, it will throw a new loading error, and this error will be seen on the home page of the Next.js application. So let's move on to the browser and try to see this particular error. So let's move on to the browser. So here you can see that we have product 1, review 1. We can review this particular page. We need to refresh again and again until and unless we can get an error. So here you can see that we can get an error of unhandled runtime error. If you click over here, you can see that application a server-side exception has occurred while loading localhost C or hello, like something like massive when the error show. So this is not a good way to show the error. So we need to update this particular with the help of error.tsx file. So let's move on to the browser, move on to the Visual Studio Code. In order to keep this, we need to create a file for the error. So now we can go under the review ID, and inside review ID we can create a new file called error.tsx, and inside that I can create a function export deport function to handle the error. We can have a error boundary, so I can give you error boundary. error boundary which will handle an error. And inside this, we can return a div showing the error message to the on the browser. What error message we need to show? So I will pass error in review ID. So I will pass error in review ID. Default error in review ID. Okay. Now we can save it. Now we can save it and move on to the browser and see what it says to you. So here you can see another error that it will give you that add the use client directory to top of the line to resolve because error.tsx must be a client component. Okay. So here you can see that error.tsx will be treated as a client component. So we need to create a for a component to a client component by adding the use client on top of the file. Now it will save and we convert our component into client component. Okay. Now again we'll reload this particular error. We reload this particular page by reloading. So here you can see that error in review ID is seen. So here you can see that your error.tsx will be read and the message error in review ID will be captured and display over here. So as you can see, only the text of error.tsx will be loaded inside the layout and header, footer and feature product are remain the same. So now you can also customize your error message with the help of spinners and with the help of different CSS files. So one more thing that this is the static message. But if you want to pass your message or custom message to the error boundary, then how you have to do this? So we need to update or we need in order to display the custom message inside the error boundary, we need to pass an error because error boundary accept error as a prop over here. So we can see that error. We can get an error here of type error. We can get an error of type error over here, and inside that we can pass the custom message which we can return with the help of, we don't want to write this, we just return a custom message with the help of error dot message. Okay, now your custom messages are here, and from where this message will become, I will let you know once we run. Before that, we go to a file and try to run this particular program. Let's move on to the browser. Reload this. So now no error. Reloading. Again, you need to load. Here is the error loading review. So from where this text is coming on this page. So if you closely analyze that page.txt, error loading review will be loaded from your when your random password is matching with the value which you are with the type and the value. So it will throw a new error message, and this message will be accepted by the error boundary as a prop, and due to which this error.message will be displayed on the home page. You can see error loading review. This message called from the page.tsx over here. So this is how you can display your custom message. You can change whatever you want. So you can easily accept it or created your custom error message on your side. So now let's discuss some special important point related to the error.tsx files. Let's move on to the slides. So here you can see that we need to discuss some important points. On this, you can see that what are error.tsx file holds. It automatically wraps route segment and their nested children in a React error boundary. You can create custom error UI for a special segment using the file system hierarchy. It isolates error to affect segment while keeping the rest of your app functional. It enables you to attempt to recover from an error without requiring a full page reload. So these are the points which are be discussed in respect to the error.tsx file. So now if you want to use advanced error technique, so here you can see we have a component hierarchy of how all the component will be working with respect to each other. So here you can see we have a component hierarchy which will follow in this React component or within NextJS, which is the framework of the React. Okay. So now you can see that we have a layout, and inside the layout we have a template.js which we discussed in the previous video. After that we have the error boundary which will be provided by the error.tsx file. Okay. So here you can see that it is not tsx, it is only JS. So it will be both. It is both in both the extension .js and .tsx. So both in these hierarchy work in both the extension. So error.tsx will be used for the error boundary. Segments of fallback are related to the loading.tsx file. Error boundary for the fallback is not found.tsx files. And after that, you have in the center, you have the page.tsx where all the data load inside the layout of the So here you can see how the component React queue work in Next.js application, and how you can easily understand how the how you can see the error handling can be handled in the Next.js application. And there you have it. We have covered everything, so you need to know about error handling in Next.js 15. From leveraging error.tsx file to creating custom error boundary, now you have a tool to build resilient and user-friendly application. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more tutorials on Node.js, modern web application. Also drop a comment below letting me know what other topic would you like to cover. I would love to hear. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, happy coding. Thank you.